You guys ever have one of those weird thoughts or memories that just pop up in your head out of nowhere? Usually there's some catalyst to trigger certain memories, but no, this one just came out of nowhere when I was trying to get to sleep at night. I said it wasn't an animation channel, but here I am in 2022 talking about
Carl and Phil are.
Now, if you were a kid from the early 80s to post-C virus, you probably know or have been to a Chuck E. Cheese's before. Their main attractions were games, and at the time, I'm sorry, but not really. Being a kid in the 90s to early odds, they would do these CEC TV broadcasts on the monitors in the restaurants, usually with announcements for deals or some sort of promotion, maybe a cartoon short or two. Nowadays, I think these are more common than the animatronics. I think most Chuck E. Cheese's nowadays have gotten rid of their animatronics. But anyways, around the early 2000s, I want to say it was 2002 or 2003 maybe, I was in my local Chuck E. Cheese, being a kid and all, till one day I saw on the monitor screen a certain CEC broadcast involving two monkeys in ninja bodysuits fighting slimes in an elevator. I was obsessed with this animation for years, but just could never find out what it was from until about 20 years later I just got the idea to look this up. I don't know, maybe I was in some sort of wagey-induced fugue state and went back to this childlike mindset due to trauma. Well, whatever. So, Monkey Ninjas was started around January 2002 by David as George, a half Indian American from Texas who basically did the entire show by himself on a shoestring budget. Most of the voices, animation, and the like were done by him. He mainly did freelance work before being commissioned to make a short animation series for Chuck E. Cheese's CEC TV broadcasts that played in between animatronic shows. Eventually, they commissioned him to make a full series, and the rest was pretty much history. There also was this rumor, well, it was more like just some random comment I found, that Monkey Ninjas was originally meant to be a show on Adult Swim, but never really made it. There isn't any evidence to confirm or deny any of this, but looking back at the episodes, this show seemed a bit too, I don't know, smart for a simple kids entertainment area short. Like, I'm not saying that kids animation can't be smart or detailed or give good morals, that kind of thing. Obviously not. I'm a big proponent of the latter of that, but I don't know. This show seemed like it was trying to be more than just a simple short for kids. Something that was made for the parents with the kids. That the overall setting feels more in line with an Aqua Teen Hunger Force or a Bragg show. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The plot revolves around Carl and Phil, two monkey brothers who, after visiting their uncle in Japan, learn to become ninjas. They then return to their apartment in New York to continue their jobs as package delivery men, occasionally fighting evil wherever it shows itself. Carl being the straight man, while Phil is the comic relief character.
Phil. It's not that I don't love turkey jerky or shiny teapots, but I think that tarnish remover is emitting some toxic fumes. What was that?
Toxic fume detector.
Why is it buzzing? Duh. You see if there's a number to call. I'll crack a window.
Check.
As I said before, the writing is pretty clever for a series aimed at really young kids, with references to reality TV shows and Phil doing a stereotypical Jewish accent in the first few seconds of episode 1.
Oi, enough with the yelling and the cooking and the pan smacking. It's 8 a.m.
Phil, it's 11:30.
Oi,
We're late for work again.
oi,
And what's wrong with your voice?
what do you mean my voice? You sound like you swallowed a rabbi.
That I was losing my mind over the show's humor, but I did enjoy the mellow character interactions mixed with the crazy situations. Sort of reminded me a lot of Regular Show, nearly a decade before that was even a thing. The show itself only had about 6 episodes that ran from early 2000 before ending around 2005, though episodes would be re-aired on the CEC broadcast for at least until 2008. Sadly, the show ended right when it started to become less episodic and more story-driven. Around the 4th episode, a female monkey ninja named Kalani was introduced, who rescues the two brothers in the 6th and final episode. Though in episode 7 was never released due to Davida's working freelance for Chuck E. Cheese, meaning that he was only commissioned to work on a select few set of episodes. It might be possible that there could be some material left over from episode 7, but I highly doubt it. And Davidus doesn't have any social media presence, which I don't blame him. The only reason I was able to get all this information was from some random blog of a guy who interviewed him in 2005. The blog post links to his site, but it looks like he no longer owns the webpage, and it is currently occupied by a man named Donald Ralph Lambton. So I highly doubt we'll ever contact Davidas anytime soon. It's a shame that Monkey Ninjas never really took off. Though it kind of aired around the renaissance of animation. You had a lot of stuff, both online and offline, that was just really amazing. And I feel like, even though I don't hate Davida's animation style and character design, I feel like it just doesn't quite cut it. It feels kind of, I don't want to say cheap, but it definitely shows that lack of a budget. Not to say that you can't make something good with a small budget. I think it might have to do with Davida's not having the, say, know-how, I guess. Maybe he was an amateur at the time. He was just starting to cut his teeth into animation. So that's why all the characters move kind of stiff and rigid. I don't know. I can't really be too harsh on him. I'm an amateur myself, so I kind of know that feeling. Like I said, there's only a few voice actors. Davidas does most of the voice acting, and I wouldn't say that it's bad. It's just kind of deadpan, kind of monotone, kind of like how I speak. But I don't know. Maybe if he not had a bigger budget, but if he had more people working with him on this show, I think it would have probably become something, not a complete classic, but something that would have definitely hit cult status. As I said, I found his animations to be quite charming and quaint in that early days of homegrown content on the internet sort of way. I also kind of appreciate him not wanting to go for really edgy or over-the-top humor. Kind of said that there was already too much of that, and I kind of appreciate him for trying to work clean but still be really funny. That's a really hard thing to do. But that was my video. I hope you found it enjoyable, which I'm not sure why, but go ahead and subscribe, or don't. It's whatever. And with that, I will see you guys later.